We went with the classic.
Oh boy, if everybody knew what we went through to get this far. What's up?
It's much longer than I would like to admit. That
20
is
seconds
true.
into it, I'm drinking a beer and I've only been talking for 5 of them. So,
Holy Toledo.
how we doing, Johnsy? Oh,
Good.
That good. Love it. Yeah, the weekly dude. It's a little different. Like, so we kind of alluded to last week we had the fantasy football. It's like a little draft as a little buffer. We'll get into this week's one matchups here in just a minute. So just real quick, what we're going to start doing is we have an awesome interview here lined up for you with Joe Brand, the play-by-play radio announcer for the NHL Pittsburgh Penguins. Unbelievable get here for us. Hockey season just around the corner. It gained a lot of popularity last year. So I wanted to talk with Joe, and he gave his VIP point of view on the whole status of NHL, and I just thought it'd be something cool to dive into. He'll be coming up here in a little bit, but we also want to go over the sports. We want to go over the foodie news. We want to do everything in one show. We're going to keep this thing moving. Fun facts, fun stories. Johns and I literally share each other stupid stuff all the time. So now we're just going to share that stuff with you. Our goal is to share like funny, interesting notes, facts, like funny stories that happen. Johnsy, what else am I missing?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's about all.
I was pulling up something for a bit in the show. I'm sorry.
Nope, that's on me. So anyway,
you were talking about our chat. Is that what you're still talking about?
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that's on this chat, and all of it is appropriate. We're not going to sit there and we're not doing anything crazy. Like, here's one. Joseph Benchik, the last knight. He lived in Czechoslovakia until 1945, like a real knight in a castle. No electricity, no cars. What makes this guy awesome and definitely due to prove, Johnsy, he attacked German tanks on his horse in full armor during World War II.
Yeah. He just went out there. Get out of here.
What's crazy is he survived 4 years in the World War because he died in 45, and I think it started in 41, right?
No, I believe.
I guess so. My question is, what the hell did he do in World War One? He was in real good health during that.
Maybe that's why he just took this stance. He was like, you know what? Screw it.
I'm not going through this again.
Yeah.
No, sir.
No, I'm gonna go back to the old ways, and if they don't want to fight me like that, then that's it.
Thinking like Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Fight me like a man. You're no man. But anyway.
The best part is when they're at the castle and he's like, your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberry. Like, there's just back and forth, nonstop, ridiculous. You gotta like that humor, though. You gotta
like that humor.
A lot of family in my life really can't stand that.
Same. But yeah, I don't know. That's like one of the fun factoids. So yeah, you never know what the hell's gonna come out of our mouths, though. Is there anything foodie news that's been going on here?
Well, fun facts. I mean, we'll go back.
Wait.
I mean, it is
breaking news.
What was the last? I mean, there's quite a bit.
Oh boy. Let me grab my beer.
The last one we reported was the high noon Celsius contains alcohol, wasn't supposed to, blah blah. Undeclared wheat allergen. There was a couple of listerias coming back around, I remember. But yeah, Wegmans cheeses.
Yep, couple listeria. Always rearing her ugly head out there.
Right. Clover Valley instant coffee, potential presence of glass. I believe we did cover that. Okay, so okay. Okay, we're up here now. Middlefield Cheese Company, we found out about that. That's another listeria. Okay. Listeria. Did we do Bluebell ice cream? Undeclared nut allergen. Okay, salmonella and listeria.
Ooh.
Viva, VIVA, ground beef for dogs and ground chicken for dogs and cats. Man, they're coming after our pets now. Holy Jesus.
I think they have to say that because it's got to be edible for human consumption or they can't sell it. So you can't have dog food with listeria in it.
Right, right. Taylor Farms, the classic salad kits everybody likes, undeclared sesame seed allergen on some. Okay.
Okay. So
Country eggs, no. Country eggs, Ninjaya, golden yolk, salmonella, eggs, salmonella. Here's where it comes really fun. Uh, Kroger, Mercado frozen cooked shrimp, potential contaminant, cesium 137.
what the hell is that?
Aquastar, cocktail shrimp, potential contaminant, cesium 137. Sandbar, Arctic Shores, best yet. Great American, First Street, frozen shrimp due to possible cesium 137 contamination,
That's not good.
radionuclide. They were radioactive shrimp that they were selling.
No.
Yeah,
Man, I'm telling you, come after my shrimp, I'm going to get mad because
that is
the best
what I'm
news I've
saying.
heard all year is that Red Lobster is going to make it, and so is the Endless Shrimp. That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
I love me some shrimp, dude. I can eat a
pile. I'm with you.
know, I would challenge Nick Weir to nothing at all in this world except
No.
for a shrimp eating contest.
No way.
Because I feel I would tap out
No.
farther into that one than any of the others. Because I would tap out in all of them, you know. But
Oh yeah. I definitely see what you're saying. Like that's the one you could hold out the longest.
Where I'm sick, like I would be like shrimp.
But
like
dude,
you lose a bet, like yeah, you have to enter an eating contest against Nick Weary. Be like, all right, well, I want to do shrimp.
I don't ever want that to happen to me.
No. Yeah, me neither.
I mean,
by the way, he got second in the wing eating contest. Yeah. That's news.
That is
Damn
news.
you, James Webb. Damn you.
Yeah. James Webb has been crushing that one though.
Dude, he has been doing real good.
Right.
But it keeps coming at our buddy's expense, and I'm not.
I know. I'm not digging any of it.
Nick
but
is like the greatest sport of all.
Dude, he's just like so happy to be there. He's happy for everybody.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah. And he's just a monster, man.
Yeah.
Just a big ball of kindness.
I will host a food eating contest at one point in my life. That will happen.
Oh, agreed.
I already have the premise, and it's already co-signed. The idea is co-signed by.
Oh, excuse me.
A pierogi eating contest.
Yeah, I knew it was fucking pierogi with you, dude. Like no one could guess that.
Well, it's right here. It's a big deal around here, so it makes sense to have one.
They don't have one already? It seems like
he said they don't. He said it would be really cool. I was like, well, I'm in the.
I could probably eat a pile of them.
I think we even asked that, like, what food event would there be that isn't out there that you would like to do? And I think he's like, oh, pierogies was the one. Is the answer?
I think that was the conversation.
Yeah, and then it was like, boop, light bulb. Like, we can do that here.
I mean, we just need a couple of things to put that together. I mean, not we, but I mean, you know, that's just a couple of conversations and figuring it out from there, I guess.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, folks.
It's we're about to get into a brainstorming session right here on the show, and that is not what this show's about because we're going to keep it moving.
Keep it moving for sure.
Next random topic.
What is it?
Oh, we definitely don't want that. Hack Wilson. We love our old baseball. Every year.
Hack Wilson.
So we're going to talk about Hack Wilson. He hit 56 bombs with an MLB record 191 RBIs in 1930. Wow. But here's the backstory. Hack Wilson was a Husky booze hound. who loved to raise hell. His manager would often bail him out of jail just before first pitch. A 5'6" brick shithouse. Zach said he had never played drunk, just hungover pretty much every day. He loved to fight and cuss. Don't mess with him when he's been on that stump whiskey. He'd beat up other players during the game and after the game.
Stump whiskey.
If anyone thought he was yellow, he was going to show them they were wrong. He beat up some Reds players for calling him a bastard. Dropped one of them in the dugout and a couple more at the train station right there on the tracks.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Sick, drunk bastard out there that's beating the hell out of everybody, man.
Dude, them guys back then were just built different.
I mean, that's like post Ty Cobb. So he like kind of took Ty Cobb's throne, but he was with the Cubs. Oh, Hostess Ding Dongs got pulled over.
Oh yeah, mold. Right, I forgot.
On mold concerns on August 25th.
I forgot about that one. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it wasn't in the. Anyway, but yeah, we got an interview coming up here in a few minutes with Joe Brand. Like I said, we talked about that. Guy was real cool, man. The guy was awesome. He was happy to do it. He felt like he kind of rose up through the ranks pretty quick. I mean, he put in his time. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, he was just always made himself available. He came from the Chicago market. He actually wanted to be a baseball broadcaster, and then ended up in the world of Chicago Blackhawks, then Pittsburgh Penguins, and we just talked about like popularity, his journey, and then what his favorite new foodie scene is in Pittsburgh. Coming out here from Chicago, Johnsy. Any guesses? I guarantee you're wrong, but I want to hear a guess of what because he's from Chicago,
right?
So and a lot of similarities. A lot of pierogies out there too. A lot of brats.
What, in Chicago pierogies?
Chicago, yeah, pierogi. Chicagoans will say they invented the pierogi. Which
you said a lot of it's the same. Are you talking about him in Chicago or him in Pittsburgh?
Him in Pittsburgh. I asked him what his favorite food scene was in Pittsburgh that he's enjoyed discovering since being over here.
Is it the pierogies?
No, I said you won't. I guarantee you're going to be wrong. So probably not the pierogies. That's the only hint I'm going to give you. It's off the wall.
I don't know. Brazilian steakhouses.
Okay, it's a fair guess.
I mean, that just doesn't seem like it'd be a Pittsburgh thing. So you said off the wall. I don't know.
Yeah. Did you get into hockey anymore last year? Whenever like the Four Nations, they were like dropping gloves and beating the hell out of each other in like that like all-star format.
Yeah, you mean when Canada chunked America and America beat everybody was just going at it? Yeah. What do you mean?
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, so like ever since then, like popularity just seemed to kind of really just
Whoa.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it got a lot of people.
I thought you asked me that question about the foodie scene. I gave you my answer, and then I was just like, we're just gonna skip right over it. But you got to watch the interview, folks.
Take a guess. You'll find out if you're right or wrong.
My bad, dude. I was like, am I by myself? What's going on here?
All by myself. So anyway, it was real cool getting to talk to him. But after that, like I felt like popularity really drove up, and I was like, man, NHL's coming soon. Like everyone's got a fresh start. A lot of NBA fans, I feel, jump ship to the NHL because the NBA's product is, I'll say it, suffering. And so I feel like the NHL, because with ESPN Plus,
it's bleeding out. It's bleeding out at this point.
Everybody gets ESPN Plus. So on NHL, you can watch every single game with your ESPN Plus. You don't have to buy no extra package. So NHL went like, let's just make it available to everybody. And now everybody's like, oh, they beat the hell out of each other on all-star games. Like, this is like, that's American, like gritty, blue collar, beating the hell. I mean, we like football. We like physicality. So it's kind of like hand in hand. So I feel like there's a lot of people that jumped ship to the NHL, at least gave it a little try last year. And I just didn't know if maybe you were one of those people, Johnsy.
I mean, last year, I mean, I enjoyed the fights, but I mean, I can go get my Sharks jersey thing that is definitely more than a year old.
What's really funny is the San Jose Sharks came up in a conversation with me a couple weeks ago up in Michigan. Their first round draft pick was out of the Saginaw from the Saginaw Spirit.
Yep.
And the guys that I golf with up there they go to like season ticket holders. Like they're all about the Saginaw Spirit up there. So everybody goes to games, and they were breaking down for me how San Jose might not keep him because they're not very good, and that he might just not. Because the first rounder, you got to put him straight to the NHL, and they're not good, and he might just be better off going back to play another year of like junior hockey. Yeah. Wild world.
And you get picked up by a better team. I get it.
Yeah.
The Sharks aren't that great. They're not.
No, it sounds like they're pretty. Well, the Penguins are supposed to not be that good either, but it's like the last time ever, like Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin are going to be on the same team. So it's a little here for Pittsburgh. So this is a good timed interview, I felt,
Right. Man, nailed it, Tony Lane.
Hey, weekly dude, we're changing things up here.
And breaking. Right.
Let's get into it. We are back here on the Dudes After Dark weekly dude show. Here we got a very special guest. We're getting a one-on-one interview with something a little new for us. We try to get all kinds of different topics here for you in all worlds of dude. And one we haven't really dove deep into is the NHL. Yeah, we did a lot of betting on NHL last year. I mean, with Chip from Canada. But he kind of opened us up to the world of hockey. But tonight we're going to take it to the next level as we're privileged to have the radio play-by-play announcer for NHL's own, the Pittsburgh Penguins, entering his second full-time season as the head radio play-by-play guy, Joe Brand. Joe, thanks for joining us. This is absolutely awesome. Thanks for coming on.
Well, Tony, thanks for having me. I've always wanted to be a dude after dark, so I get to finally check that off my list as well.
Just making dreams happen. That's what we do. That's what we do over here. But no, I just want to say thanks again. I forgot that out. So wild journey, because a lot of Pittsburgh, it's old school, a lot of tradition, and then you come from Geneva, Illinois, from the world of Kane County Cougars baseball and other Illinois items to Pittsburgh. So how did you end up in Pittsburgh as a guy that dabbled into broadcasting, but was never able to make that run in it? I know it takes a lot of work and dedication to get to that level. So tell us about your story, Joe, of how you were one of the successful ones to get up to the major levels.
Well, anyone in the business knows that it's always an interesting journey, and no one really has the same path. They're all like snowflakes. You start somewhere, you get the experience, you try to move your way up. I'm from the Chicagoland area, basically Chicago, and I went to school at Illinois State University, knew I wanted to be a broadcaster right away, got involved with the TV and radio stations. My freshman year was a great program, and right out of college, I got an internship with the minor league baseball team. That is the avenue I wanted to take on full force. I grew up wanting to be a baseball announcer. But meanwhile, the Blackhawks are in their dynasty, and I'm watching Blackhawks hockey every single night. It's appointment television. They're winning Stanley Cups. They're just an exciting team overall. So post-college, I'm calling minor league baseball games. I'm freelancing, doing high school and college basketball, football, soccer, swimming, volleyball, wrestling, you name it, just trying to take any kind of experience that I can get. And I was producing Chicago Blackhawks games at WGN Radio. So I had my foot in the door there and just kind of worked my way up the ladder. I went from a producer to reporting on the Blackhawks games to being a podcast host to eventually pre and post. And I was doing mainly play-by-play, for the majority of my career. And eventually the Blackhawks needed a fill-in play-by-play guy because our main play-by-play announcer, John Weideman, I got sick. So I filled in. I handled a couple of games. They liked how it sounded. So I got a couple more and then just started to really hone in my craft doing that. I had done baseball for so many years, but all of a sudden I'm getting more opportunities with hockey. And then last year, around this time, this job was open. I threw my hat in the ring. I got it. And it was a dream come true, really. I didn't know much about Pittsburgh. You know about the Penguins. You know about their organization and, how stoic it is. But I had never been to Pittsburgh until the interview. So it was daunting. It was a lot. It was quite a whirlwind. But, it was an opportunity I know I couldn't just let slip by. These are once-in-a-lifetime things. And it's been wonderful. The past year, I feel like the city of Pittsburgh has been nothing but accommodating and welcoming. The people here are wonderful. And you're right, they are traditionalists. They like what they know. They like what they're used to. And they've welcomed me with open arms. And that's been great. And I hope I've done the job justice over the past year, because I know it's a very coveted role and a very prominent position. Mike Lang had been here 40 years and everyone loved him, and rightly so.
He's seen a lot. There's a lot of good times with that guy.
No, absolutely. So I don't take the position lightly, and I'm trying to balance all of that with also still having fun and enjoying the job. And all the people I work with make that pretty easy. So it's been pretty fantastic since it started.
I mean, I have a question on the broadcasting point of view. Baseball, there's so much dead time, right? Law, you have to paint a picture. Football, you kind of have to describe the play on the field before it happens. You got 20, 30 seconds between each play. Basketball, it's go, 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 go. But hockey, they are literally on ice, so it's very fast, I imagine. So what's out of the three I mentioned, is it kind of comparable to basketball? Because radio, it's all about painting a picture with your words. You don't have the assistance of the TV stream. You've got someone going down the road in their car. So what was that transition like, being a baseball announcer to going to hockey on the broadcasting style? I'm personally curious on this one.
It was eye-opening because, like you said, baseball is so much slower. Most of your prep is background stories and information on these players, because I think someone categorized it once to me that a baseball game can be 3.5 hours, but there's probably less than 10 minutes of actual action. And in hockey, that's completely reversed. So I knew it was going to be fast paced and difficult to, just even practice. I had done basketball in the past, and that is the most comparable sport. But I always say hockey is like basketball on drugs, because there's more guys out there. They're changing on the fly. They all look the same. Basketball, you kind of got some different identities, but for the most part in hockey, everyone looks the same. Again, they change on the fly. The names are difficult to pronounce. But once you start to practice that and get that down, it becomes a lot of fun, and it becomes muscle memory. The more you do it, the better you get at it. I knew that that's what it was going to take. And I'm grateful for my experience in the other sports previously, because I wasn't good at calling baseball or football in the past, but I knew I had to get better at it, and I knew I had to work at it. So I had been throwing all my eggs in baseball's basket for so long that when it came time to call, or at least practice hockey, I was doing all this prep on all these players, and the game's going on, and I don't have any time to get to it all. I just need to keep following the puck, because that's what I needed to practice. I didn't need to practice throwing in interesting tidbits and all that, because I knew how to do that doing other sports. This was kind of a whole nother skill set. So once I kind of got that,
man, I gotta agree with you on that one, because that's got to be a whole. I couldn't imagine the pace. I could not imagine the pace.
Again, it's not the easiest thing in the world. It's not the smoothest thing in the world, right? But once you do it more and you do it often and you practice at it, like anything, you get better at it, and then you find ways to make it easier on yourself. Before I'm following along the puck every single moment, every single pass, trying to get every player that touches the puck. But now I can kind of take back and generalize it a little bit, as long as I'm still on top of the play. So you learn shortcuts along the way, not to diminish anything with the job. Like, you still have to be on top of it, but there's ways to make it still efficient, even if, you're not being incredibly precise every single moment, because I don't think the listener necessarily needs that every single time.
You got the grace of radio. I'll tell you that. You got there's been definitely some extra assists getting thrown around to different dudes. I'm like, I think Number 10. What's this?
Well, so the first game I filled in, it was literally mid-game. I was doing pre and post for the Blackhawks against the Tampa Bay Lightning, and our, again, main play-by-play voice, John Weideman. He's one of my mentors. He called the 3 cups for the Hawks. He's fantastic. He went down mid-game. Like, his voice was shot. They moved me over, and we were playing the Lightning, and I didn't do any prep, so I knew Brandon Hagel, Stamkos, and Hedman, and that was it. Like, that's all I had. Everyone else was the Tampa Bay Lightning, so it definitely took some generalization there.
That's funny. I mean, I couldn't imagine, dude. Like, they're talking the NHL, the major leagues, and it's like you're just prepping, like filling in when you can, and then next thing because you said it so fast, the color guy doesn't get a big role in those types of broadcasts. You have to find what little openings you get when they're trying to catch their breath to sneak in like 5 words, and then you're like, oh, by the way, you're now the guy, and it says the NHL. Few people are going to be listening, so that's actually probably one of the cooler stories I've heard of someone getting their shot. So shout out Strep Throat. The Joe's always
yeah, no, don't want to wish ill on anybody, but
there are some perks in some situations. I'm sure he's fine, made a full recovery, and with his experience, just enjoyed the extra night off. So win for everybody overall. We're going to leave it at that. So speaking of the NHL, another reason I really wanted to get you on here, Joe, is you get to travel to all these arenas, and since you've been doing 5 years now, NHL, you've kind of got to see it when it was not doing so well, where people are saying like Gary Bettman, that is the commissioner's name, right? Gary Bettman still?
Gary Bettman.
Yeah, anyway, I never liked him, but he's doing better, but it was pretty low 5 years ago, in my opinion, from in an area where hockey's just not really a thing. We have the Blue Jackets an hour and a half away, but we're also an hour and a half away from Pittsburgh, and Columbus has never really been that great. So, it's always been a tough one, but I feel like in the last couple of years, NHL has just exploded with popularity, especially, and I think it really got kickstarted during the NHL All-Star Game last year. And I feel there's just been a big wave of interest. People kind of getting tired of NBA because it's such a long season and players don't play every night anymore. And in the NHL, they're fighting, dropping gloves at the start of All-Star games. And I think America really responded to that grit, that toughness, because we're an NFL, we're an NFL country. We like physical things. Do you feel in your travels and being a part of it for the 5 years now, do you feel that in the last couple of years it's grown more than normal, or do you feel that it's been growing like this for a while now? Or is it not growing at all? And I'm just, just in an area where it is more interesting now.
It is definitely growing, but I do think a couple of things. I think it has been over the last few years that has helped amp it up a little bit. I think there's reasons why. I'll get to that in a moment. But also, hockey is a niche sport that all the diehard fans and hockey enthusiasts have always known how great and entertaining it's been. But recently, I think, and I don't mean to correct you, but it actually wasn't.
I'm just some dude, man. I don't know.
Yeah, no, but so it wasn't the All-Star game. It was the Four Nations face-off. It was something different. So that's what I think has helped, though, because it kind of an all-star feel, or at least
I thought it was. Is that the all-star format though, or am I wrong on that too?
This was brand new what they did this past year. It was basically an appetite, or to create an appetite for the Olympics, which is coming up this upcoming year. The NHL All-Star Game really hasn't been much. It's gotten as much criticism as the NBA All-Star Game, truthfully.
That's tough.
It is. And honestly, All-Star games nowadays are tough in general. I think Major League Baseball is the only one that can really have one, but that's a whole nother.
Yeah, the home run derby's still king overall. It's still because the slam dunk contest is hit or miss, but the home run derby every year delivers. Go ahead.
Sure. But back to your point, I think it's a couple of things. I think the star power these days in the NHL is very exciting. I mean, Connor McDavid's probably the best player out there right now. And
shout out to Jesus.
And he's an exciting player. Sidney Crosby, who had been the best player for so long, is still producing. He's still contributing. He's still being a force out there. Just wrapped up another 90-point season despite being at age 38.
I was going to say, how old is he? That's crazy.
37. He's coming into his age 38 season right now. But there's been good rivalries. There's been good Stanley Cup finals. I mean, not too long ago, the Edmonton Oilers lose the first 3 games, win the next 3, and then lose game 7. It's been a couple of good championships as of late. Again, the Four Nations face-off, I think, has been big. And I think hockey just tends to think outside the box. I mean, I think the Winter Classics, for the most part, do good. There's been some that have been better than others. The salary cap going up, I think, has drawn more attention and given more drive for players to perform at their best. But the other thing is, you just know what you're getting in the sport of hockey. The players, the personnel are so hardworking. They respect the game so much. I mean, I come from baseball, and the players were great. The athletes are always great for the most part. Sure, you get some bad eggs here and there, but not really too many. But then you come over to hockey, and everyone is just a wonderful person, wonderful to talk to, easygoing, down to earth, willing to give you the time of day in the dressing room. And again, maybe not everyone, but for the most part, the general assessment of hockey players are all good dudes. So I think
there's such an influx of Canadians.
Well, for sure, 100%. I'm not going to, take anything away from Canada. It is as wonderful.
Canadian nice, man. Everyone's nice up there. That's
exactly.
So it makes sense that it's such a friendly environment.
For sure. And I think that's part of it too. They're really enjoying the rise that hockey has received lately, and they're kind of relishing in it. So I think all in all, it's just a win-win for the audience and the sport. I think that's why it's kind of on the rise. But again, hockey's just doing some things right. Good competition, good star players. A lot of different teams have chances. I know Florida just won back-to-back, and we saw, back-to-back cups with the same 2 teams, but there's a lot of teams out there that have a chance, or at least feel like they have a chance. The playoffs are tough to beat too. It might be the best in all of sports, the Stanley Cup playoffs. So they got a lot of good things working for
longer, right, but every game is just so intense. Yeah. Like, I feel like there's no, like a team's up like 3-0, like if they lose one, it's okay in other sports. But in hockey, it's like they don't want any momentum going the other way. Yep. Like it just, like they literally try to put a sharpened blade on your throat. It feels like at all times. So yeah, that's a good point. I would have to definitely agree with that. Speaking of playoffs and hockey, you're at the Penguins. If you do the quick AI search and you do like your easy clicks and on the outcome of the season, they don't have a lot of expectations for the Penguins. But, you still have Malkin, you still have Sid the Kid, and oh my gosh, I forget Letang. Yeah, Letang. Yeah, Letang's on there. So you still got like 3 like future Hall of Famers on one roster. You always have an influx of talent. You got a lot of good leadership. So, and is the national outlook being a little too tough on the Penguins this year? You're a guy that's front lines. You get to see a lot of the talent develop last year. I'm sure they're bringing a lot back. Is there hope for the Penguins fans this year?
I think when you take into account the personnel on this roster, listen, when I was covering the Blackhawks, they went through a rebuild, and in the first year of the rebuild, fans were getting upset with the team winning games towards the end of the year. And I bring that up because players don't care about what direction the team is going, and they're going to try their hardest. They want to win. And Sidney Crosby is the prime example of that. All you have to do is look at this past year. Again, another point per game season, his 20th straight, 91 points, 3rd straight year he's been able to do that. The criticism of the Penguins is understandable. They've missed the playoffs the last 3 years. They've had some big glaring issues. Last year was defense, goaltending, not really timely offense. They had a lot of lopsided losses. The year before that, special teams were quite the bugaboo, both on the power play and the PK. So there are issues. There's glaring issues, I should say. It's not like this team is one piece away or anything like that, maybe not even 2 or 3. But at the end of the day, it's the players who need to perform to create the record that they need. But it's been pretty clearly evident that this team is going in a different direction. They understand some of the aging contracts, some of the aging players. It's going to be tough. And, with all the struggles the Penguins had last year missing out on the playoffs, who's to say that that can't just be quickly turned around this upcoming year? It's going to take a lot. So I understand the criticism of the Penguins' makeup of their roster, but it's also just kind of the situation the organization is in right now. And I truthfully think that Kyle Dubas, president of hockey ops for the Penguins, is going the right way. He's kind of navigating this in a way where it's not completely one way and not completely the other. He hasn't used the term rebuild, and I don't think he should, because of the players you just mentioned, and Crosby, Malkin, Letang, and I'll throw Brian Rust in there, who has been a wonderful leader for this organization since day one, and kind of a complete example of what you want in a hockey player who's, kind of been undervalued for so long and has risen to the ranks that he has now performed. Just go to show how important those types of pieces and personalities are in a dressing room, especially for a young core and a young group that they're hoping to take a lot more responsibility on this year. So as difficult as it is for the Penguins to be a Stanley Cup contender, I appreciate the way that Kyle Dubas has approached this roster with what he's got right now, because I think it makes the most sense to steer this organization in the right direction in as quickly amount of time as possible. It can't be turned around in an instant, in 1 year, and not even in 2 years, but you at some point you have to have a general sense of direction. And I think the way that Kyle Dubas has chosen is his best option by far.
Yeah, I know, because a lot of you have the NHL lottery. It always makes an immediate impact if you're lucky to get one of the top 3 picks. Where you can get that immediate infusion of talent. But unfortunately, the balls have not lined up in the Penguins' favor yet. And hopefully, something happens this year. Some guys come out of the woodwork, and you don't have to worry about that. And I would have to say, you have 3 guys that have been around the block a while. I want to say staying healthy, because it seems like Pittsburgh doesn't seem to have like the deepest roster on the NHL. So, but if you keep all those guys healthy and you get, it's a lot of it's luck, as you know. So yeah, that's why they play the game. You get a goalie that's standing on his head out there, spinning around, gets on the banger. So next thing you know, you're just reeling them in, right?
At the very least, it's going to be an exciting year and an entertaining year. And also, there's a good chance it'll be the last year with Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin on the same team. So I think fans are really going to embrace that for these final 82 games. Who knows what happens after this season, but with everything that those two have done for the organization together and the way this city has embraced both of those players, Crosby's got another year after this one on his contract. But again, Malkin heading into his final year of his contract, both those players on the same team for possibly the last time. The city's not going to take it for granted. They're not going to just not embrace it whatsoever. So I think that's going to hold a lot of value for this year.
And you guys do have like $13 million in cap space as it currently sits. So when you add more into that, whatever holes you might have after your development, if you have that, you can kind of like, you're like, all right, we got a good group of dudes. We can go out and get 3-4 all-star caliber players. Well, maybe not 3-4, but you know what I mean? Like, you can add 4 contracts.
Their options are open, and I feel like that's by design. Like, Kyle Dubas knows what he's doing with that situation. The salary cap is going up. There's going to be a few more guys off the books these next couple of years. But for this upcoming year, not too many big contracts, just a couple of 1, 2, 3-year deals. I don't even think a 3-year deal, just 1 and 2-year deals. For not much money. And where the Penguins are right now, it gives them an opportunity to maybe get a more veteran type player that's looking for a scene change, looking for an opportunity to just get some quality playing time, not to mention play on the same team with Sidney Crosby, if not the same line as Crosby. But then that helps different players set up and get an opportunity. So, again, it all seems to be by design, and with the situation the Penguins are in right now, I understand why they want to go this route.
Yeah. And, and also with the NHL is a lot of teams trying to get rid of some big contracts. And if you're in a spot where you can absorb a couple, sometimes you can get a player without making him pick your city. You can make that choice for him. One last question here for you, man, because we're big on food here. Big on food. Pittsburgh got a cool food scene. You're from Chicago, another cool food scene. What has been some of your favorite Pittsburgh dishes that you've got to experience that you didn't get in Chicago? Do you have a hot spot out there that's been like the coolest? You know, Permane Brothers gets all the national public love, but I want to hear the Joe down, and I want to hear that Pittsburgh spot, man, a real Pittsburgh spot.
Number one, the food scene here has been fantastic. I've been very impressed by it too. Even coming from Chicago, I was a little worried. But the area we're in, we're in the city, but not like in the downtown area. A lot of good food in Lawrenceville. I will say, to avoid the cliches with Permane Brothers and the pierogies, which are all great, I'm loving the Asian food here. I don't know what it is, but there's good Taiwanese food. There's a lot of good sushi. There's a place not too far away. It's kind of the main spot, but it's a hot spot. It's expensive, but it's definitely someplace you got to check out. Pusiti's Garden, and it's Vietnamese. I want to say it fills up with reservations. I think the reservations open up at 8:00 every day, and they are all filled within an hour, 30 days in advance. So you got to do your homework and do your legwork to get to it. That's like one of the premier top spots. There's a few other places just down on Butler Street, Dim Sum, Nan Ban, the Parlor. Again, all these good little Asian spots I did not expect to find. But that, along with just plenty of other good different kinds of diverse food. Pittsburgh's a great food scene, man.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm very surprised with the answer. That was
I know.
I was like, you're like, well, Chicago's got a lot of pierogies, but the pierogies in Pittsburgh's pretty cool too. Different, like the Polish. But I guess you got all that in Chicago.
Yeah.
There probably is a lot. It's like it's all the other Midwest cities. A lot of Polish, Irish, like Slovenian, and Italian.
Serbian.
Serbian, a lot of Serbian. Up in Cleveland, we have a lot of Ukrainian towns up there too. So you have all that. So you coming in with the hot Asian scene and sushi scene was a little unexpected, but hey, I'm here for it. That's why we ask the questions. Joe, thank you again, man, for making this happen here for us. Going to get you out of here. I know you got a lot going on as always. You got the season coming up. When's opening puck again? What day?
Opening night is October 7th at Madison Square Garden against the New York Rangers. So,
man. Well, no one likes New York in this area. I can tell you that. So we're definitely Penguins fans in that one. Well, hey, man, have a good year on the call. We're looking forward to staying in touch with you and following along. I'm definitely going to be. I think I'm close enough to where we get some of the Penguins games on some of the radio stations. We're close enough to the river here. So definitely got to hear that beautiful, soothy voice, on the radio here, talking to as about as smooth as a NHL guy on skates. How about that for cheesy?
I like it. Penguins radio app too. Just download the Penguins app. It's radio top right corner. You can get it right there. NHL.com. I think every game on the radio is free, so you can find us there as well. I might have lost you, but thank you so much. Right now, you're frozen. I'm not. So I don't know if it's a me thing. Oh, there we go.
No, it was a me thing. Great timing for man to have a glitch, right? Beautiful. Love that. Love that for me.
Could have been in the middle of it.
Could have been in the middle of it. Yeah. So I had interruptions at the start of this. I have to trim off. Then we'll fix this here at the end. Joe, if you ever want to spice things up in the broadcast booth, want the dude experience, man, you let us know. We'll come over and we'll shake it up.
All right. Appreciate it, Tony. Thanks for having me.
I will not expect for that call, by the way. I will not wait for that call. So I appreciate you, Joe, and we'll catch you on the other side, man.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks so much. Have a good weekend.
You too. And that was play-by-play radio broadcast of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Joe Brand. We'll be right back after this. Interesting. I don't know why that just came back like that, but
no, I was like, where are we? I guess I got to move it.
No. I apologize to Joe if he's watching about the ending of there. We had good internet until the very freaking end. Oh, even our shows haven't had that happen. So felt really bad about that. But Asian food, the sushi scene. The sushi scene of Pittsburgh.
See, that's what's wild. I figured that Chicago would have that
You think
a little more together than Pittsburgh. It just seems like
maybe he answered it as like what he's been most surprised about the food scene in Pittsburgh.
Right. But still, either way.
But yeah, that's still an awesome perspective.
Right.
Yeah, but Joe's awesome. Looking forward to. I'm definitely gonna listen to some games now that like we know the guy. You know,
Right.
so
Right.
you know. But no, anyway, yeah, that's fantastic. Little hockey talk, Johnsy.
Right.
Little hockey.
Super cool. Super cool.
Rounding it all out here.
But continuing on the sports thing, I'm gonna pull in our
yes,
fantasy football. This is the first week match. The matches for the first week. So
all right, I gotta maximize this because I gotta see projections.
Dude, do you know what kind of projections they gave me for that grade on my draft?
I don't know. Yeah, they gave you like an A+.
Yeah, they sent me this thing all about like how good my draft was. I was like, what the and it's like projected like 13-0-1 or 13-1-0, something like that for me.
Dang.
I was like, bro, you got high hopes for your boy over here. High hopes.
He's got.
Yeah.
So you're going to be in a dogfight week 1, according to what this is doing.
According to.
So we're going to go over this every week. We're going to go over the recap, the standings, all the things.
Yeah.
So Johnsy versus our good buddy More to Grill. Who, you know what? If he loses, I'm not going to feel bad for him after that flight I saw him take. That was a Gucci airplane. He went business class on a business trip to like Hong Kong or something.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, he had a picture of him with like Sleeping Beauty on. He had a face mask, sleeping on there, all chilling.
Dang.
Yeah, I was like, man, you did not suffer on that one, but good for him. So that's what I'm saying.
Right.
I wouldn't feel awful if he lost. I'd be like, hey, there's a lot of silver lining in your week. A lot of silver lining.
Then it's you.
Gonna get absolutely. Of course, I'd be opening it up right, going against the highest point team of the week. So,
see, this is what I don't understand, right? Is how do I get such a good draft grade, but then there's 3 people who would beat me?
It's a funny thing, isn't it?
Like,
well, you know, Branch, the auto drafter with the highest point total. Go figure.
Oh yeah, dude, I was so close to doing it this year. I was just gonna sit back and act like I was just like, dude, I don't know, and then be like run out of time a few times.
Yeah.
And then just let it rip and just hang out.
I thought about it.
I couldn't bring myself to do that.
Yeah.
So.
But Nombre versus Dirty Jersey.
Yeah.
And
it looks like Texas will take.
By the way, Dame with the Finkelsteiner has a solid name.
Right, but it looks like in that middle game, Texas is going to take another loss to the Northeast.
Ooh, to the East Coast, to Eastern Time Zone.
Oops.
Oopsie.
Is that too soon? Too soon, Texas?
Damon goes up against the defending champion.
Yeah.
And Ron, Southeast Warriors, projected to win. And Hanford Pigson, which ex-Browns player, Hanford Dixon.
Mm-hmm.
So Hanford Pigson was a funny name.
I called as soon as I saw that when I was loving it.
And then going against Dubé. So yeah, we'll see how it works out in week 1. Excited about that. Excited to keep it going. So
right.
Yep.
Yeah, it all looks pretty. It looks like it's going to be a pretty intense opening week.
Yeah.
But they said that about some other games that were going on this last weekend, and you saw those.
Yeah, we did while we're making sauce.
Sauce.
Here's a funny one that we came across. Habsburg was Emperor of Mexico from 1864 until his execution in 1867. He refused a plan to attempt escape, partially because it would have required him to shave his beard.
Who?
Habsburg, Emperor of Mexico.
Tim Ford.
I mean, here's what he looked like.
Oh, that guy.
So it said like part of the plan was to like shave his beard, but what if like the rest of the plan was put on a dress? Like dress up like a woman, shave your beard off.
Why did you go there?
I don't know.
That's interesting.
Because I know there's been other attempts by people back then to try to dress up as peasants or dress up as a female to escape civil uprising and get caught.
Oh, you meant it like that. Okay, never mind.
Okay, wow. I don't even want to know where you're going. Actually.
No, I thought we were going down one of the tunnels.
No.
In that one, you know, the rabbit hole.
No, we're not. No, not today. Not today.
No, it's fine. I'm already done.
So
I just thought you were bringing up.
We did talk about that we were really excited about, and we'll wrap it up with this one because it's a foodie one.
Oh, okay.
Favorite cereal, or there was that look. I saw that look of like, oh yes.
I can already tell you, and it was only around for like a hot second. The Ninja Turtle cereal.
Oh, never had it.
It's like a Lucky Charms-ish kind of deal.
Okay, so they did like a Lucky Charm Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle marshmallow or something.
Yeah. So like, there was like a bow staff, like there's like all these little things that were the crunchy bits, and there'd be like these little turtles, if I remember right.
That's such a specific. Okay, so what was your favorite common cereal that wasn't a limited movie runoff?
100%. Oh no, it was around for a while, bro. What do you mean?
Man, I never seen that ever.
We live different lives, my friend.
Probably.
Hands down, without a doubt, still to this day, with a delicious bowl of almond milk, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, period. But not the on-brand cereal. The Cinnamon Toasties in the bag is way better. It has way more cinnamon flavor.
Yeah,
the Malto Meal cheap shit.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that cheap anymore.
Bro,
I understand
the
that.
bottom of the barrel, but guess what's in the bottom of the barrel? All the cinnamon.
I'm never mad when I come back and it's like, this much of the bag left. Like, it's the dessert end. Let's go.
Yeah. I tell you what, Cinnamon Toast Crunch is my number one. It's always just been something cinnamon. As a kid, I really liked the Oreos. I thought those were like the Oreos.
Oh, I remember those.
Chocolate, but they had like the white pebble that were supposed to be like the cream. Like,
yeah.
And I remember soaking in some milk. Those were bangers. I did not like Reese's Puffs candy, but I like the Reese's Puffs cereal.
You don't like Reese's candy?
I do, but I like not the cups, but I'll eat like the frozen peanut butter pieces.
You don't like regular peanut butter cups from Reese's? Okay. Yeah, I'm just okay. Have you ever had any of like their like candy bars that they do all kinds of crazy stuff with?
Now, if you put like the dark chocolate with some caramel and like salt on it with some peanut butter, then like
No. They got
they
this
have like
one.
Reese's fudge cups, put them frozen.
They got these ones it's covered in chocolate, and then it's Reese's Pieces, the little like M&M candies,
Oh, I've seen those.
and then it's just a bar of chocolate or caramel in the middle. It's
Oh,
disgustingly sinful.
oh man, I don't know if I've heard. I don't know. I will
Yeah,
eat
I'll
that.
have to. It's a specific one that I don't see them all the time everywhere. So let me find it. I'll get it, and you'll have to try this one. It's it's leagues above a peanut butter cup. Like
Leagues above, he said.
it's like they finally pulled a recipe out of like the top shelf that the designers, like the owner or the people who do all this stuff, have been sitting on forever, just making their own at home.
Hmm.
They finally shared about it in the break room, and someone's like, "Yo, bro, we gotta start making these."
Damn.
It and I'm not, dude. You know me. I don't eat chocolate like that anymore. I like gummy
No,
candy.
that does sound good. I'm trying to think of. I think those were like, we always had like basic ass cereal. We had a lot of. Dad always had like the big frosted mini wheats, and
Yeah,
sometimes just
yeah, bran, whatever that is,
like
bran cereal.
they were just frosted wheats. Like I would be like, there was you get a square, it'd be like this damn long. Like I'll just have one piece of cereal with my breakfast, please. You have to wait for like an hour for like the milk to make it like not explode in your mouth and rip up your gums. Yeah.
I don't eat that. I've never eaten that. I don't like that cereal. Will
No,
not
we
do
I
it.
guess we didn't
No.
do a lot of cereal either.
And then, dude, everybody tells me like these horror stories of eating them. Like, boy, I'm glad I'm marked safe from Wheaties.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Uh,
I remember Grandma always had Wheaties, but I didn't like them.
I mean,
We'd always get Cheerios, and you'd have to
there's
add
always
sugar
like,
into it manually.
yeah, there's always like Cheerios, like Rice Krispies, but like just a bag full of Rice Krispie puffs. I don't know. But I also once I started figuring out I was lactose intolerant, I didn't eat cereal for years until I learned about soy milk, and then I found out how good that is for you. So I switched to almond milk, which is like, yeah, it's probably not great for me either, but what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
So,
Luckily, we were not lactose intolerant. That would have been bad for
no.
business with Dad being a dairy farmer.
That'd be very interesting.
I could see like my dad working with a kid that was lactose intolerant, like for like having to go buy like special milk when he would like literally have like a 200-gallon tank full.
Dude, imagine all the times like you're in those moments where it's like, damn it, damn it, Timothy, like just listen to me. But like you're working on a milk farm and then also having that small resentment that he's lactose intolerant, and you're buying like this Acidophilus milk or whatever else, and you're just like, whose fucking kid are you?
My dad would have probably been like, use water. Oh my God.
Oh, dude. A lactose intolerant dairy son. That'd be funny. That would have been interesting turn of events.
I was telling funny stories. I was Chucky, like you all know Chucky, friend of TDN Outdoors and the bourbon hunting videos, and he tagged my dad on a Dude Network post, and I texted him. I was like, if he does see that, guarantee that's the first post of the Dude Network he has ever seen in his life. Guess what? There was never a like. There was never a like. So I'm like, I think that record remains undefeated.
Dude, it'll be like a year from now, all this, like some crazy amount of time from now, to just be like, Jeff lays like your picture or your post, whatever.
Oh my God. That's hilarious. I love that man.
That's so funny. He's dude, now that I've met him, like I had this whole other image built up in my head, and he's just a sweet dude, man. I like him a lot.
Until we work on a project trying to fix tomatoes.
I mean, no. How's your fantasy baseball doing?
I think we're at this point in time.
Did you see what I did there?
Oh, actually, just got a 2-run home run. I know. I love that transition. Oh, wow. I'm down 9-13.
Oh, man.
Dude must be having a frickin' match.
Because last time I was going to ask you about fantasy baseball, we were going to bring it up, but you were like doing really not good. And, and I was like, oh, hey, how's the garden doing? So this time you brought up the garden. I was like, oh, hey, how's fantasy baseball? Because
I tell you what, I watched so much.
I couldn't disagree with Pops in that moment. That's all I'm getting at, people.
Anyway, I want to talk sports though.
Switch back. I was just trying to finish the thought out.
Yeah, I get it. I appreciate it. I botched it though, dude. I botched the handoff. Like on the baton, you stuck it out there, and I fumble-rooskied it.
Right.
Probably like the Browns are going to do Sunday, but it means tailgate season is officially upon us. We're tapping a big old barrel of booze. Right. I'm excited. I'm nervous. What if it's like awful? Oh, it'd be so terrible.
What if it's just
butthole? Like,
that would suck.
It's only been aging for a few months, so I don't think it's going to be that bad. Oh, there's a fly that is just buzzing.
It's like, I mean, it shouldn't be bad, right?
That's got to be a good sign. Talking about Browns football, and a fly won't leave this filth of my words coming out of my mouth. He's like, oh, it just smells like shit. I want to be hover around
that. Folks, oh, thanks for hanging out with us.
Tailgate food
Friday night.
Johnsy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry.
Quick. Tailgate food. What's your go-to? What are we thinking for your tailgate food?
It depends. The first one. Or
what to you is tailgate food?
I'll make anything into tailgate food. You just scale down and figure out a way to put it in like personalized portions.
I guess. Well,
you got solid tailgate food. But typically, like wings, barbecue.
I'm thinking like brats, like a loaded brat.
Yeah. Well, brats.
No, not loaded brat, just a grilled brat with.
That's why we did that
on that thing, and a soggy ass hot dog bun because they got stuck on the ice cooler on the whole way up there. That to me is tailgate. Like, let's go.
I'd rather not have the soggy bun at all.
Didn't want it either, but that's what tailgate season. It's not preferred.
No. See, with me, I still run a proper party. Sorry.
I'd be really bummed if the brats are soaked. If the buns were soaked, I would really ruin the day.
Yeah, I would just be like really pissed. I was
thinking like partially damp, cold, because they were in moisture, but like in a bag, that kind of, not like, oops, I dropped them in water, like Nick does.
Oh, that's what I thought when you were like moisture because they're in the cooler. I'm like, bro, there ain't no coming back from that. What you're talking about, you just throw them on the grill for a second and they're fine.
Yeah. That's
true. They get wet, Yeah.
Sometimes I like a soft bread at the brats because they don't rip up the mouth as much. They kind of protect the mouth a little bit. A little soft, little touch. A little pillow in your mouth.
I don't mind it at all. At all.
But I do understand the purpose of the toasted bun.
I mean, I mean, the crunch, I guess. I like
Yeah.
soft. I like soft. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love a toasted sandwich, a toasted bun. But the non-toasted just soaks up all that beautiful brat juice
I
and
know. Then you get to, and the juice tastes so good with the carbs.
so good, dude.
Yeah.
And that's what lays on your tongue first when you take a bite.
Weekly dude law on the weekly dude. Don't toast your brat buns. Soak up the juice. Be a man.
Yeah, do it.
Minus the be a man part. That was copying the other dude. That guy does it way better than I'll ever will. But first
Be a
part
man.
was us.
Yeah.
Be a man. Take accountability.
Yeah.
Send us out of here, Johnsy. I cut you off once. You were doing such a good job.
Oh, I was just saying, thanks for hanging out with us. I hope you guys are enjoying the new format. Continue to stay plugged in on the Dude Network. Hope you guys are enjoying the long form.
Love it.
And we'll see you all next time.
We'll see you next time. Sorry, I was off my head.